Let's say that you are living your best life. Great job, great family, and a great volunteer gig. And one day, bam, you are in a terrible vehicle accident. Of course, we never really anticipate bad things happening, but in a way we do. We carry auto insurance, homeowners insurance, renter's insurance, and even life insurance. For what purpose? In case something unplanned happens to us. I am Carla Stewart, your Notary Public, and welcome to today's conversation, When It's Hard Being a Notary Public. Let's have a difficult but frank discussion. Before that car accident, everything was lovely. And while you have auto and life insurance, you do not have a living will and healthcare power of attorney prepared, signed, and notarized. So now you're laying in the hospital. Your family wants to put together some documentation to prepare for the worst, just in case, and they call me. Now let's shift the scenario a bit. Your aged parent has recently been admitted to a rehabilitation center. They are experiencing dementia or Alzheimer's-like symptoms, and they have their good days and their bad. Mom or dad does not have a financial power of attorney, and you need to access their funds to pay for the rehab center and aftercare. Your family calls me. In both these scenarios, I will ask questions such as, is your loved one coherent? Can they speak for themselves? Can he or she sign their own name? How do these situations tie into how at times it's difficult being a notary public? Let me explain. The patient's loved ones may have their very best interest in mind when preparing the documentation for their care. But when I arrive at a care facility and I ask everyone but the patient to leave the room so that I can speak to them. If the patient is incoherent and cannot speak for his or herself or communicate with me at all in any way, then this is when it becomes difficult. The family will be asked to re-enter the room where I will explain to them that their loved one is incapacitated and cannot communicate with me, and therefore I cannot complete the notarization. Now, there may be an exception, such as with a patient who experiences dementia or Alzheimer's-like symptoms later in the day, but they are fully, functionally, communicatively in the early part of the day. In that case, I can make an appointment to meet with the patient in the morning and still determine if they are aware of their name and what they are signing. Some notaries have experienced attempted coercion from family members to go ahead and notarize mom's signature. And of course, none of you would do that. A good notary public will refuse to notarize for an impaired patient, specifically one who cannot communicate with the notary herself. The #1 trusted notary public resource website in Ohio states, if the notary is not satisfied that the signer is fully aware of the document content and signing it freely, then the notarization cannot occur. On the Ohio Secretary of State's website, it states, under prohibited acts, notarize a signature on a document if it appears that the person is mentally incapacitated of understanding the nature and effect of the document at the time of the notarization. Another situation that could make my job challenging is when a client lacks sufficient identification. The purpose of a notarization is to verify a person's identity and authenticate their signature. How can I do that if my client does not have the proper identification to prove their identity to me? I am not an attorney. However, I can tell you this. Everyone should have a living will and a healthcare power of attorney. Taking a page again from that #1 trusted Notary Public website, these documents are essential to conveying your wishes regarding your health care and for designating a family member or other person of your choice to make health care decisions on your behalf if you become unconscious or incapacitated. Can you imagine how I would feel if I had to turn away a patient in need, whether he is incapacitated or has no identification? So, don't make my job hard. You already have life insurance, auto insurance, all the insurances. Just add a living will and healthcare power of attorney to the packet of important stuff you have prepared in case of an accident. And keep a current picture ID if possible. Call me when you are ready to have these documents signed and notarized. Thanks for watching today. Check out my website at superiorsignatureNotaryService.com. And remember, I'm a mobile Notary Public and a remote Notary Public. I'd love to be able to help you today.